win was done. That game was over. That game was over.
It was time on the clock.
0.2 seconds is not time on the clock.
That you can tip it. You need 0.3 for a shot, I believe.
You're going to throw a ball 94 feet and tip a three-pointer in. You have to tip a three-pointer. They're down 3.
Maybe.
You're going to tip a three-pointer in.
No.
Just give it a slap.
Outrageous.
That would be the greatest play in basketball history.
I remember in high school there was like seeing a similar type play.
No, it's the asshole cultureness of niceness that's getting to these kids.
Well, that was
what
a way to word that.
Is. It's Todd Gurley. It's Todd Gurley and Brian Westbrook and Brent Selleck not getting touchdowns and lying down on the 1-yard line. It's people missing free throws and not taking shots. Like, people would rather be looked at as nice when in reality they're assholes.
No, he was securing the win.
That wasn't a secure.
He missed the free throw. God.
Smart basketball.
No, it wasn't. There was no reason to miss that free throw.
What do you mean, no, it wasn't? It literally guaranteed the win.
The win was guaranteed. There was no reason to miss that free throw.
There was no reason
Zero
not to
chance.
miss it.
2 seconds, okay, maybe. 0.2 seconds?
No, 2 seconds, you make it.
Right. You should have just made it regardless.
I would say if they have no timeouts, if the other team has no timeouts, a second or less, you miss it on purpose.
Again,
because for you have to catch the rebound, turn around, and shoot it in a second.
That's fine. Theoretically, and there are situations where that applies. This situation had gone past that. There were 0.2 seconds. If you make the free throw, you're up 3. You can't tip in a three-pointer. It was over. Just make the free throw.
No, miss it.
Well, if you had lost,
that was my biggest bet of the night.
You had lost the bet. Would you?
If I'd lost the bet, what?
I mean, if you were on the other side of the bet, would you want him to make it or miss it?
Of course, I want to make it.
Right, and then you would see it the way I see it. I wasn't on the other side of the bet.
But rationally, him missing, I still think missing it is like a second or less missing it's the right play.
I think 0.8 seconds, yes. 0.2 seconds, the game's over. Doesn't matter. Make the free throw.
That's why they shouldn't even fouled.
That's true too.
But see, for me, it's different because like they should have covered. Like you should have won outright. If they had not covered 2.5, that would have been an absolute travesty.
All right.
They were winning by 4 with 20 seconds left.
Are we live?
Seconds left.
We're live. 888-STOOL22. We're going to open it up to phone lines today. I had an interview with a wrestler at 11 o'clock and just got off it, so I didn't have time to prepare much. We are going to talk about certain things, but we're going to allow you guys to kind of drive the show today. 888-STOOL22. Call in.
No prep. That means we can't do the Brandon Walker Hot Take Variety Hour?
No, we can't do the Brandon Walker Variety Hour.
I was wondering what deodorant was best in the winter months compared to the summer months.
I mean, he lost me saying that there was no great football movies.
I don't think – I will say –
Friday Night Lights is – I think transcends not even sports. It's a great movie.
I do think Friday Night Lights is the best football movie. I agree. And it's probably the closest to great. If you made me argue, I could see where Friday Night –
It's a great
But outside of Friday Night
and
Lights –
the show still blows the movie out of the water.
There are no –
The show is phenomenal, not even close to the movie.
What?
The movie is, to me, one of the best movies of all time. Dead serious.
You're overstating
Coach
it a little
Eric
bit.
Taylor would beat the living piss out of Billy Bob Thornton.
Well, his name's Gary Gaines.
Gary Gaines gives some all-time speeches.
I like the movie better than the show, too. I never get in the show. The show's problem...
Gaines gives two phenomenal speeches.
The show's problem is it wants to give 38-year-old man problems to a 15-year-old boy. Riggins is an alcoholic with like these skeletons in his clothes. He's 15 years old.
You know what really bothered me?
What?
Is how he was a sophomore during the first state title.
Right.
No, yes. And he literally was waking up in the summer like drunk as fuck. He had just finished his freshman year of high school.
He was in 8th grade, essentially.
He was getting blackout drunk like
15 years old.
Himself.
And he's out there fucking people and he's doing all this drinking.
It's fucking like moms.
Right.
Well, I think what must have happened is they like had him older and then they realized how amazing the character is. And we need to keep him here. So they just kind of made him the same age as Saracen.
Texas forever. Then they put him in jail when he was 19.
Well, he put him. That was all-time honorable moment.
Well, you did watch the show.
The show's phenomenal. No, the show was great, but the movie to me is like my favorite movie of all time. Probably top 1 or 2.
The book is pretty damn good.
The book's good too.
Jesse Armstead.
It's good. The problem with the slight problems with the movie is they do take a little bit of liberties with the final game against Dallas Carter.
Yeah, I'm sure they do. I mean, that's fine.
It was not a last-second play at all.
Well, I mean, no, I'm sure. I mean, I don't. I'm sure. Like I know they did go on and win the state title the next year. Obviously, they do some things where in the beginning they make Comer look like a fucking idiot. Where like obviously he
played at Texas A&M.
He was a phenomenal football player. Obviously, they knew they had something there behind Boobie Miles. But I just think some of the acting is phenomenal. Like the scene where Boobie's crying in his car.
Yeah,
that's like some all-time acting. Gary Gaines has a great speech. Ivory Christian in the halftime. All-time like bone-chilling speech, the quiet captain who loses his fucking mind. That always resonates with everybody.
Ivory Christian is the star of the book to me. The way he taught,
he was the best player on the team.
And what they do nail in the movie is, having done small town Southern football, they do nail the booster club president who's like, he pulls up next to him in the parking lot and he like, you better win,
like show his ring, like
better get one of these.
Y'all be perfect.
Yeah.
Win state.
The one football movie you did leave out for not being like a great movie.
What is it?
Brian's Song.
I never saw it.
And that's your problem.
It's older than me. I never saw it. I admit that. I never saw it. I'm sorry. I never saw it.
You have to.
I don't have to see Brian's Song.
Yeah, if you're going to say that there's no good football movies and then just say, oh, I'm not going to watch Brian's Song, you can go fuck yourself.
I don't want to cry. That's why I've never watched Old Yeller. The dog dies. I'm not going to watch it. And Brian's Song, the guy dies. I don't want to watch it.
It's a great movie. It's a great football movie.
That's what some people say, even though no one dies. They say Friday Night Lights is too sad. I just think it's like the most realistic.
It is realistic.
Like life's not always like you don't always just win the big game in every like Hollywood movie. Like sometimes you lose.
I probably misrepresented Friday Night Lights. I remember watching Friday Night Lights. I think it came out in 2004. I was in the theater with my ugly girlfriend, and I'm thinking about 45 minutes in, I'm like, this is the best movie I've ever watched. I love this so much. And I did like, I don't know, for some reason I didn't rewatch it all that much.
I watched. See, for me, like it hit me at a time where I was like probably in like 5th grade. Like all I loved was playing football. All my best friends, we all play football together. It just resonated so much, like that brotherhood that like you just grew up like with the same kids your whole life playing together. And football just kind of has that different element of like you're just in the trenches like battling. It has that different like type of passion than like baseball or like basketball does, where you're really just like going at it 2-a-days, summer, like running, like all that kind of stuff.
Also underrated football movie, Junction Boys.
I can't stand that movie.
I like it's more
Behringer, baby.
It's almost like a movie / like documentary kind of. It is a movie.
It's just any romanticizing of Bear Bryant, I'm out on.
Romanticizing?
Yeah,
kids
they made him look like a dick. He was a murderer. They weren't romanticizing him.
Kids were running.
Put him in jail.
Kids were sneaking out in the middle of the night, packing their shit and leaving.
No, but it ultimately told the story of these guys being winners because of him. Like it ultimately told that story, and I don't like any romanticizing about Bear Bryant. Bear Bryant was a dickhead.
You were right about one take.
What?
Remember the Titans is very corny.
It's corny as shit.
It's very
I've seen it 50 times. It's corny as hell. Now, before we move on, I got the callers. I got Coochie in Toronto. Okay, that's going to be fun. Ben in Philly, Parker in Minnesota, Zach in Maryland, Mark in Philly, Mr. Scar. Okay, Vito in Arizona, Dio in California. Dio from the Yak. Okay. Before we move on to the calls, and you guys will run the show today, we're going to talk about a couple things. And one of the movie takes that come out yesterday after my takes was this question. Which sport has the best movies? Which sport has the best collection of movies? And I think it's between two. In fact, I know it's between two. It's baseball and boxing. Boxing gets deep. You think it doesn't. It's got the Rocky series. It's got Creed. It's got a Great White Hype. It's got Diggstown. It's got Cinderella Man. It's got the Hurricane.
Southpaw.
It's got Million Dollar Baby. It's got
Hands of Stone.
Raging Bull.
Live for This.
Like boxing is deep, and you don't even think about that until you really get
on the waterfront.
DJ Live for This is the Vinny
Miles
Paz
Teller.
one.
Yeah.
And
I think boxing it almost like a landslide.
Yeah. Well, baseball's got Major League 2, Bull Durham, 8 Men Out,
Natural.
all the kids' baseball movies.
How many misses does hockey have?
I don't know if I understand the question. I don't know if it has many.
Like bad hockey movies?
Yeah, because I think
obviously Miracle's great.
Miracle's great.
I mean, Mighty Ducks.
Mighty Ducks are good. I like the Mighty Ducks.
Mystery Alaska.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Pretty good.
There's not a lot of hockey movies.
Slapshot classic.
There's not a lot of hockey movies though. But
yeah, that's what I mean. Like their miss rate's pretty slim.
I think per capita they're doing pretty good. Yeah. I think they're doing pretty good. Whereas football has some misses, basketball has some misses. I know you love
Juwanna Man.
I know you love Juwanna Man.
You got Mr. Eddie over there.
Juwanna Man's funny.
I'm not sure that could fly now. But,
Eddie.
Probably no, for sure not. But
Celtic pride.
I mean, you didn't like Eddie because I had a Whoopi Goldberg running the show.
What was the Knicks movie?
what?
Eddie.
I don't think I've seen Eddie.
Eddie's where Whoopi Goldberg is like a fan in the highest reaches of Madison Square Garden, and she just yells at the team, and she ends up becoming the coach. It's terrible.
It's very realistic.
It's awful. All right.
Like Mike.
I never saw that one. That's a little Bow Wow.
It's good for it's a good kids movie. He just wears the magic sneakers and he becomes like Michael Jordan basically.
Okay, so speaking of magic, I mean you're just a good gambler.
I think I am. I think I
I think
figured
you're just a good gambler. I don't know what you figured out. You went 11-2 yesterday. I assume, and I haven't seen the standings. 11-2 had to put you either at or near the lead.
I'm in first.
Yeah, so there you go.
I've been just trying really hard. I've been putting a lot of time into it.
So you're 11-2, and then there you go. So you and Marty Mush have now separated going into this last stretch run. I assume he'll be back tomorrow. I've had a decent month. I haven't bet much. Super Bowl knocked me down bad. And then there you go. Mintz is in his normal spot. So you're just a good gambler.
I just try really hard. I just put a lot of time into it. I stay up super late. I just gouge out the lines. I try to get on early when I can.
I know you're up at 2 a.m. watching.
I was watching Nevada. They didn't come through for me last night.
Santa Clara finish up with St. Mary's. I know you're up watching that stuff.
I watched the Mountain West 11 o'clock on CBS-SN game. Sure, always.
That's a gambler. That's a true gambler, and that's what Big Ev is. He is a true blue gambler and has been on a fucking roll for like almost a year now. You started off bad. You started off bad early, but I would say March, April, you started getting going.
Yeah, no, end of college basketball. This is usually the time when I've kind of like fought through what usually for me was the bad time, but I've just put way more time into college basketball this year. I used to just fire off the hip. Now I've really been like trying to lock in.
All right, before we get to the calls, and I see you all, I'm coming to you. You will run the show today, hopefully by 12:15. We would be remiss if we didn't check in with what's going on down south in the Mintzy tour. Obviously, he's taking the sports book to the people, and that includes when you're on a paid vacation to Louisiana. Apparently, that includes leaving Louisiana and going to a state that doesn't have the sports book. Who knew? Who fucking knew? What do we got on the tweets here, TJ? What we got recently? So there he is, the after-dinner mints, of course, with the Ole Miss baseball team. A bunch of guys who've never won a goddamn thing.
What's up, fellas? It's time for Tuesday edition After Dinner Minute. I'm here with the Ole Miss baseball team. We got rained out today, which is a pitcher's dream because these guys are about to score 1,000 runs on everybody. I'm here with Tim Elko and all the boys at Walk-Ons. We just had a great meal. I sense some serious confidence from the guys this year. What do y'all think? We're back out of Swayze soon. They're back playing tomorrow at 1 against Arkansas State. I'm getting back out the road for Mintzy Tour. Hell yeah, damn right. Let's go, Reds.
I'm not gonna lie. That was a nice little swipe they did there.
Was it?
Like he swiped his hand and it like perfectly slid up. I don't know if you noticed one of the kids in the background just at the dinner table was just wearing a neck pillow.
I didn't notice that. And there,
So kind of respect.
and this was kind of a look for him that you don't want to. You kind of want to avoid this whenever you can. Looking for a ticket or a media pass for LSU La Tech, almost $200 to get in the game. So our fans, because Dave once looked down on this. Dave, I guess he looked down on.
He got mad at the bench mob boys.
I'm mad at them. So because Dave looked down on it, now every fan that we have wants to tag Dave in this. You guys, you narcs are bitches. I just want you to know that. Tagging Dave in this is a
But
bitch move.
it's Mintz. Mintz can do what he wants.
Yeah. So there you go. So Dave answered the way Dave's answering right now. What a life.
That's your audience.
What a life.
He's a king.
This was a good tweet. That's
What a life. All right, let's do the let's go line one. That's who's in first. So this guy's name is
I'd be remiss to say that Mintz said yesterday he was having lunch with the Ole Miss college football staff, assuming it was Lane Kiffin.
right.
It was the co-defensive coordinator.
Co-defensive coordinator.
Yes.
Yes. Let's go with Coochie in Toronto. Go ahead.
What's going on, fellas? First time caller, long time listener.
Thank you.
General Smitty, always a pleasure.
Thank you, sir.
I got some soccer plays for you guys today, 2 of them. I got my European pickpocket play of the day, Ajax -1.5 goals against Benfica, plus 144 juice adjusted line. And secondly, I got Manchester United against Atletico Madrid over 2.5 plus 124.
Oh, of course.
Manchester United scores 24 in the last 27 games. I see them score more than one goal here today.
Okay, thank you very much. Feel good. That sounded pretty good, Coochie. Za, I'm almost certain you don't pronounce that soccer team Ajax.
Yeah, no, Ajax.
Ajax.
Ajax, yeah. Then also, I hate that United pick, by the way.
So if you're betting the guys who are calling in, if they don't pronounce the soccer name correctly, I feel like that's a red flag.
Yeah.
I mean, if you're plugged into soccer, I'm just saying it out loud.
Sometimes those guys win.
I mean, you wouldn't call in a baseball pick and say you're betting on the Paters.
The tennis guy I had last week.
Oh, well, that's a different. That's a different animal. You've
swiped it.
If you started pronouncing your tennis plays right, I would say don't bet it because you've gone too far.
I've started to become an unironic tennis fan and better, and now I'm all of a sudden just getting crushed.
Yeah, you went too far.
Yeah,
just stay on the edge.
Just absolutely getting.
Stay on the edge of the pond and just like throw coins into it. Never wade into the pond. There's danger out there.
No, I put money down on this guy last night, John Millman, and he had to retire mid-match because he wasn't like taking a serve or like receiving a ball or anything. You know how the tennis guys just bounce the ball to you. Right. He tried to hit it up with his racket, hit him in the eye, got him out of the game.
Never bet on that guy.
Just an automatic L, just lost.
Lost. Yeah, that was it. He had to retire from the match.
Never ever bet on that guy ever again.
Sure.
That guy should be thrown off.
He's a good player too. He's a grinder. He's an Aussie. He usually like brings it, but it's just okay. I guess he's done.
All right, Ben in Philly, go ahead.
Lose a fucking bet that way.
Can you relax and talk to Ben in Philly?
Hi, Ben.
Love you guys. Love what you're doing. I'm a big Philly guy. Smitty, very excited for Friday.
Believe it.
Today I'm talking about Champions League. I got a 2-team parlay for Atletico Madrid for Man United. I have Manchester United to win and both teams to score. Atletico Madrid, Luis Suarez and Antoine Griezmann, both out. Both top two strikers on that team. I think there's no way that they could beat United today. That's plus 500. And then the Ajax money line. I think they're just the better club overall. That's minus 143. Both those together plus 920, 25 to win 230 on the Barstool Sports book.
All right, thank you very much. I gotta admit, I go cross-eyed when people call in soccer picks. I don't know what is going on. I can't pretend to know. I can't pretend.
Oh yeah, no, I have no idea.
Right.
I'll take someone's picks.
Did you hear those picks?
Yeah, he said the Ajax one. I don't like the Man United, so I like Atletico Madrid. United's away. They're playing in Spain today, and yes, they did win their last game in the Premier League this past weekend. They haven't been looking good lately, so I do not like United today. I'm on Atletico.
No, I agree. United hasn't been looking fit. They haven't been looking in top form.
There you go.
Soccer people say the same things we do. They just have different words for it.
The pitch,
their kits. I don't understand why they call them kits. Why not uniforms?
Kits is kind of cool.
I like that. Their standings are a table. Is that right? Top of the table.
There you go.
That's ridiculous.
There you go.
I've never heard that before.
I kind of know that.
Making are creating a tie in a game. It's what pulling level.
Draw.
No, not like. You're down 1-0 and you score a goal. It's level.
Okay. Yeah.
That's stupid.
There you go.
That's stupid. It's tied. Just say it's tied. 888-STOOL-22. We go to Mr. Scar in North Carolina. Go ahead, Mr. Scar.
Yes, sir, Brandon. How you doing today?
Great. What's up?
I'm doing good. I'm an everyday listener, and I comment on a lot of you guys' posts on Twitter. And Brandon, I commented on a post of yours recently of that awesome wrestling move of the guy jumping off the top of the ladder.
Yeah, Sammy Guevara.
I was just asking you, how many times they rehearsed that. I wasn't rude. I didn't call anybody names or dumb or anything. And you blocked me, man. What's up with that?
Sure did. Because I don't have time for y'all's negative bitch-ass energy on Twitter. I don't have time for negative things on Twitter. I am a positive guy. I live a positive life. And when I post a picture or a video of a great wrestling move, Don't say how many times they rehearsed it. Who cares how many times they rehearsed it? They pulled it off great. It's incredible. Enjoy the art in front of you. Don't try to be the guy that says, yeah, well, how many times did they rehearse it? Who cares?
I think he's trying to be negative. I think
I was being negative. That's a negative comment. That's a negative thing to say about a professional wrestler's move. That is a very
unblock Brandon Walker.
No,
fucking Walker, unblock me.
No.
Mr. Scar, unblock me.
No, I'm not going to.
Unblock him.
No.
How about
What's the matter with you?
Mississippi State tonight, -2. Garrison Brooks is going off.
-2. All right, we're talking now.
Back tomorrow.
Also, I couldn't put it on my card because I don't want to be made fun of by Mississippi State fans. If you look at that game tonight and don't bet South Carolina, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. They're 16-10. They still got some things to play for. Mississippi State just won on the road at Missouri. They're not winning on the road back-to-back games. I'm sorry. And no, I found a weird spot in my Barstool universe. The wrestling audience that I hit is not like jaded Barstool fans. They're wrestling fans, and they like react very positively to everything I post. It's such a breath of fresh air. So when a guy does that and he brings negativity, no, I'm not. You can't be in my wrestling space.
Do you think there's a chance? All right, so from someone I didn't really watch wrestling growing up. I could see where someone who didn't watch wrestling would ask that question out of genuine curiosity.
I don't think it was genuine curiosity.
Because I think if you don't fully understand wrestling, you wouldn't understand that that's like derogatory.
His other posts and other tweets and replies did not imply curiosity. It implied an asshole.
Oh, so you went down the rabbit hole.
Oh yeah, when a guy's on the fence, I will look. I'll look. Is this guy just does he just use this does he just use this account to be a dick? And if they do, I'm not. No. I don't like Rico Bosco. I don't think he's a good human being. But he does Twitter right. If this is not a free ride. You got to earn being able to see.
Dude, I let it poison my brain. I almost like it, but I hate it.
888 Stool 22.
I just stare at the mean thing said at me.
888 Stool 22. Parker in Minnesota. Go ahead.
Hey, what's up, boys? First-time caller here. Appreciate you, Big Ev, for putting some money in our pockets on a heater.
Thank you, sir.
Got one lock here, and then one question for you guys. Born and raised in Minnesota, I've seen the Wisconsin-Minnesota game play out a million times. Minnesota's going to be scrappy, stay in the game, and then Wisconsin's going to pull away in the second half, lock in the -5, easy money. And then I got a question on Providence. -1 doesn't add up. Is there an injury? Is there something you guys are seeing? Want to get your thoughts on that. Appreciate you guys.
So it's -1 over against Xavier, right?
Yes, in Providence.
Yeah, Xavier.
Al Durham's out, who's probably like their second best player. He was out the last game too. It's like I don't even know if you can keep calling these like rat lines with them because Vegas just clearly just doesn't respect them as a team. They keep winning. I think they're either 15-0 at home or like 15-1 at home. Like their home record's been insane. I bet them today. I just think they've been just completely disrespected over and over and over again. They've hit pretty much every time it's happened besides like once. I'm on Providence today.
So that is a situation where you kind of recognize the line smells.
Oh, definitely. It does for sure. I mean, they're like 21-2. They're laying 1 at home.
Yeah, there was a line
it's Xavier who's like Xavier's not bad. They're not a bad team at all, but they're not like great.
Let me pull up the line that smelled to me real quick.
Xavier will be exactly who they are until the Sweet 16 when they make it yet again.
Probably. They're like a weird this team. They're Xavier's a team I can't get on the right side of this year. Every time I bet on them, I lose. I bet against them, I lose.
Wait till the tournament.
I thought Clemson Wake Forest was a little smelly.
It is a little bit.
Yeah, I mean
Wake Forest is another team that I think has been disrespected a little bit too.
Because Clemson's a bad basketball team.
They're not great, and one of their best players might be out.
Yeah, and
it's a game time decision.
Wake Forest is 21-7. They're probably the third best team in the ACC, maybe fourth. I don't know. But
yeah, in that range.
They're around there, and it opened as they're a 2-point favorite against Clemson, a 12-15 team.
3.
That was the one that kind of stood out to me. I love Steve Forbes. I think other teams, bigger teams, are going to regret not jumping on him when they had the chance. That guy's going to win, and he's going to win big. We go to line 4. That's Zach in Maryland. Go, Zach.
Hey, first, like Brandon said earlier, I need to give my praises to Big Ev for his astounding picks on college basketball, making me some money. So thank you, Big Ev.
Thank you so much, my friend.
Prodigy.
Thank you.
I need you guys' thoughts on Creighton St. John's. I know Ev, you've been on St. John's a lot this year, but I kind of like Creighton on this, who's 10-5 in Big East play. And also, you guys been talking soccer. I got to give you a soccer pick. It's the English Championship. Take Huddersfield Town, Asian handicap, -1/4 against Cardiff. Get them at pick'em. Get them at -1.5. Huddersfield are undefeated in 2022. 2:45 kickoff. Do it.
Did anybody understand the words he just said?
I know he said
Huddersfield?
I understood Huddersfield.
What's
Smith Rowe.
It's the Asian handicap.
That's what I was gonna say. Is that regular time? What is that?
So I think that's how they write the goal line for the soccer. They use the Asian.
Oh, okay. That's the way you.
handicap thing.
Okay.
I believe
Well, I
so.
understand that.
Because it's like if you tie, it's not a push, you lose. Correct?
Yeah.
Is
It's
that,
a three-way bet.
Yeah.
Three-way. Yeah.
All right. Thank you very much.
I do like St. John's. I'm on St. John's.
I'm on St. John's.
I'm on the over
Creighton-
also.
Creighton blew him out of the water earlier this year.
Also, is this backfiring? It just turns into the Big Ev dick sucking hour.
You got to tip your hat when respect is due. He's 11-2. He's crushing it.
Thank you, Smith.
Saying 1 second.
What? Or
No, we're trying to fix something with the calls real quick. You hear how they break.
oh, I
into
see.
this?
I
Hold
see.
on.
I see. But I can't just stop talking. You want me to keep talking? Just don't worry.
No,
about
you
the
were
phones.
going. Yeah, you were going to pick up the call. So I was like, oh, hold on for a
Okay.
second.
Well, I'm not going to pick up the call.
Guys on the heater. Tom Brady's winning Super Bowls again.
Mhm.
Like, what are you going to do? Not say he's not winning?
Now I kind of want you to start losing.
No, that's mean. That's mean.
I just want you to. I need you to be knocked down a peg.
I don't want to see him start losing solely because people are tailing the picks. You want to see people win.
I always want everybody to win. I'm not a hater. I don't hate on anybody. I want people to win.
Are the picks not out there? Could you not make the same picks, Brandon Walker?
You know that I'm a tremendous hater.
I know you are.
I'm a tremendous hater. Mark and Philly.
Well, you're the king of positivity.
Yes.
Yes.
Mark and Philly.
Sup, fellas? How you doing?
Good. What's going on?
It's Mintz and Big Av are getting more love than you and me combined. Sorry, Mark.
I'm a little weird. I can't quite hear you guys, but I've got weird picks tonight, so I actually want to talk a little bigger picture in the NBA. All the focus is on the East because Giannis won the title, the trade with Brooklyn and Philly, and also Miami's killing it. And I do think the East is up for grabs among a lot of teams. So I've got a question about the West. I really don't think the West is all that great or deep this year. And all year I've been saying that the Suns are the best team in the NBA and the most complete NBA team since the KD Warriors. Obviously just got hurt for 6 to 8 weeks, and there's 6 or 7 weeks until the playoffs. I've got preseason futures at great prices on the Suns to win the West and the title and was feeling great about it. But I'm asking you guys, should I be nervous that Chris Paul is already hurt? And should I look into any other future values in the West to hedge it all? So basically, besides Phoenix and Golden State, do you guys think anyone has a chance to win the West?
Okay, well, first of all, let's talk about the West. Let's talk about what you said.
Yeah, three teams are the number one seed in the East.
I agreed. I think the West is better than the East. I think the West is more interesting than the East. And I think even if you take away the Suns, the Warriors, and the Grizzlies, who all are above 40 wins, they're the only – nobody in the East is above 40 wins. That's 38's the lead. But then even like the 4 seed is the Jazz. And I know the Jazz are known for like blowing in the playoffs. That's still a very talented team. The Mavericks at 5. If you get in the second round, you got to deal with Luka. You got to deal with Luka. The 6th seed, you got to deal with Jokic. That's the Nuggets. And then the 7th seed are the T-Wolves and the Clippers. Maybe the Lakers make a run and get into that 8th seed. And
I'm not saying the T-Wolves are going to make a run.
Yeah.
But they're not bad.
They're spicy.
They're not bad.
Karl Anthony Towns is kind of developed into what we thought he would be all along. I think the West is fascinating. And if you ask me, should you look at somebody else, I don't know, because if Chris Paul gets back healthy, they're going to be the same team that they are. I'm not sure that I would bail on a Chris Paul injury because they're so good outside of him. He's a great piece and he's a great stabilizer, but they're good without him.
If healthy, it's a 2-horse race in the West. I like Memphis a lot. I think they have a future, but I don't see them putting.
They're like a year or two away, probably.
I think I disagree with y'all. I think
Same
John Morant, they're so athletic. Like
I'm saying to be like a legit finals winner contender.
Maybe the Jazz can find what they had last year, but I think it's a 2-horse race.
I think the Jazz. They're like good. I think they're just going to be like the good regular season team I don't think they have any real like shot to win the final.
I think it's a 3-horse race because I think the Grizzlies, a 7-game series with them sounds miserable. They're strong, small, they're bigger than you, they're faster than you, they're more athletic than you, and beating them 4 times in 7 games is going to be a nightmare.
But Jokic can't take the game over like a Luka can. If Luka plays at an MVP level in the playoffs, he indeed is scary. With also, Jalen Brunson's turned into a nice young player for them.
That's what I wanted to say. I think the champ's going to come out, or the Western champ's going to come out of that top 3, but I think the 4, 5, and 6 could pick off one of those top 3.
See, like when I
think I don't think the Nuggets can.
Well, I was going to say the Mavs being the 5. Like I just don't see them beating the Suns.
Nuggets are getting back Porter Jr. and Jamal Murray.
Oh, I thought Murray was out all year.
I think they're getting him back soon. I believe that they're getting him back, and if they get back and healthy, they're good.
See, there's the fact that they haven't played. I mean,
I call his name right, Jamal Murray.
Yeah,
Murray.
I just he's been out for so long. That's a weird like.
Well, he's so good.
He is very good, and I like the Nuggets like future too. But
maybe he's not coming back, but I believe that he is. I'm sorry, Mark and Philly. We just started talking.
No, I'm with you guys. The thing about, like, I agree with you guys. There's great players. Like, Luka and Jokic are great. They're awesome players. They're guys you would not want to deal with in a 7-game series. But with the injuries those teams have, and, I mean, I just don't think the Mavs have done a good job surrounding Luka, and with the injuries that are around Jokic and Denver, I don't think those teams could compete with, like, a Golden State or Phoenix or a Memphis in round 1 if they're fully healthy. But with those stars, you can't count them out. You're right about that.
I was watching the Clippers Mavericks game, which was back and forth in the fourth quarter, I think a week or 2 ago. And the Mavericks didn't even – I mean, granted, he dropped with like 30 in the fourth, but the Mavericks didn't even think about letting anybody else shoot besides
I know.
Luka in the fourth.
It's the most one-man game in the NBA.
Yeah,
right now.
and then he gets to a spot where they need a 3 to tie it at the end, and, you know, he can't even get it off because he's triple teamed.
He does do a good job of getting the ball to wide open shooters when he needs to, but you're right. There's nobody else on that team even close to trustworthy. And I'm just looking in the East, wide ass open. I mean, couldn't be more wide. I'd say the favorite's the 5 seed right now. The Bucks to me are the favorite to come out of there. Yeah. They're the 5 seed. Although they would have to beat the Cavs in 4 games right as it stands right now. The Cavs are a nightmare, a matchup nightmare. The Sixers at 3. They would have to play as it stands right now. It'll probably change. The Celtics, who's the hottest team in basketball.
Bring it.
Like the
I
East.
would love it. I'd be scared shitless, but I would love it.
It would. I think it would be a 7-game series. I think it would be one of those. I think it'd be a classic.
I hope it won't go 7, but
the way they're playing right now, though, and it's early. You don't want to peak now.
They're playing super hot, and during the blowout last week, you know, the 50 burger that was 48 points.
Right.
If the Celtics are going to hit 56% of their shots and make a franchise record 25 threes, go ahead. They're going to win every game.
You know what's crazy about the East? The number 1 seed has 38 wins. The number 6 seed has 34. Like it's crazy. It's very, very, very tight.
You can't count out the Heat with Jimmy Butler. Like he
Harrow?
just scares me.
I think you can count out the Heat. I think the Heat are a team that can get to the finals but can't win it.
No, I agree.
I mean, for them, that's a nice run. That's a nice run for them. I mean,
exactly. You basically just cancel out the rest of the East.
Let's go down here to Dio in California. Dio, the star of the Yak a couple of weeks ago. What's up, Dio?
Hey, Brandon, I'm going to give you some love. I know everybody's been giving Big Ed love, but you're my favorite guy at Barstool. Big fan, man.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that, Dio.
All right, I'm out here in L.A. Grew up a diehard Lakers fan. I am ready to blow it up. I'm ready to say goodbye to LeBron. He's one of my favorite players of all time. I'm ready to trade AD. Give me all the scraps for Westbrook. What do you guys think the Lakers should do? Should we rebuild or continue to sign all these hodgepodge players?
I don't know if the Lakers have ever rebuilt. They've gone into like rebuilding mode, but then the way they get out of it is just signing 4 or 5 great free agents.
Well, what I was going to say is
really a build.
If they were really going to like rebuild, I think you keep AD.
To me, AD's the most disappointing guy they got. Like, you can't trust him to stay on the floor.
That's fair, I guess. I don't know. He's just so good and young. I mean,
is he still young?
I mean, he's like not even. He got to be 30 tops.
Yeah, I guess. But it feels like he's got 40-year-old legs. Like his legs are constantly not working. And I don't know. I think it might be time. Of course, you go through the end of this year, you see what happens. If they don't get in the playoffs, what's the point of bringing back LeBron? Let LeBron go to Cleveland and ride off into the sunset, draft Bronny in a couple years.
28.
He's 28. Anthony Davis is 28 years old.
Well, he's going to be 29 in like 2 weeks. So it's at 29.
I feel like if you didn't know that, I'd have a good chance to convince you he's closer to 38 than 28.
No chance.
Maybe not you because you know when he won the title, but I could convince somebody out here, some Rudy Poo. I almost pointed at you.
Big
Yes,
T.
I pointed
Big
past
T.
you.
You can call it Big T.
I could convince Big T that Anthony Davis is 38 years old.
He's been convinced of a lot worse.
Yes, he has. Dio, yeah, I think it's time to blow it up. I agree.
Yeah, thanks, man. Yeah, I'm losing hope over here.
Well, you're a Lakers fan. Hope is never far away if you're a Lakers fan.
They're not gonna blow it up.
I mean, even if they
as long as LeBron's there, they're keep trying to put Band-Aids on it.
Because they can logically, I mean, the play-in game kind of screwed them last year, but they can get in, 6, 7 seed and still win if they're all healthy.
Even if they blow it, LA blowing it up is just like having a year where they win 30 games and then sign the top 2 free agents, right?
And then luck into like the number 1 pick also.
Right, yeah. What are you doing?
Calls again. Hold off.
Oh, we got problems with the calls?
Yeah, big problems.
Goddamn Pete.
Big
That
problems.
You guys hear how bad it sounds, yeah?
Yeah. Did that Showtime doc drop yet?
What?
Winning time?
Yeah.
Oh, wait, the one with like the guy from
Adam McKay.
Yeah.
The guy with Step Brothers, playing Jerry Buss.
John C. Reilly, yeah.
I don't know. I haven't seen. Where's?
I don't
What's
think
that coming out?
I think HBO. I think
it's HBO. I don't think it's come out yet. They've been advertising for it a shit ton.
I don't know why they called it Winning Time and not Showtime.
Maybe it's copywritten.
Yeah, because it's not on Showtime, the network. That was probably why.
Well, it's not on Showtime, and wasn't there a movie called Showtime with Eddie Murphy?
I don't think anybody's going to worry about getting confused with the
I don't
2000. That was Eddie Murphy and Robert De Niro, right?
yeah.
As cops. Showtime. I hope nobody's worried about offending that movie.
I don't know.
He's probably
about
right. It's an
legalese
HBO property, and they don't want to have the same name as a competitor.
What's it called? Winning Time?
Winning Time.
Winning Time.
That's awful.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Please call it like Magic or something.
There's so many things you could do.
Magic Time.
Hollywood, some Hollywood Nights. I don't know, just whatever you want to do.
Winning Time.
Winning Time. What's the what's the what we got? Showtime. Let's keep the time. What can we add to time?
Yeah, it's awfully uncreative. I've been in charge of naming 2 brands here at Barstool Sports. One was a morning show I called Drive Time, and the other was a video game program called Game Time.
So
time plays.
Yeah, just don't.
The only thing I named.
Look over me next
time. The only
time.
thing I named was Unnecessary Roughness, and I hate the name. I've hated the name ever since we started. It's boring. It's average. It's just I hate the name Unnecessary Roughness, but you can't change it now. Like we're 2 years in. It sucks naming.
Oh, and I created First Time Long Time, which is actually a good name. That's a legitimate good name
Fine.
for a Philly.
You have the word time in everything you've ever named.
But that one's actually going for a Philly sports radio. Like, hey, that's a great name.
How's your kid? Morning Time.
Yeah.
Oh man.
There's also really bad energy around that Lakers thing because it's the reason why Adam McKay, who directed Step Brothers and the other guys and a bunch of other Will Ferrell movies, no longer talks to Will Ferrell.
They were best friends.
He chose John C. Reilly over Will Ferrell for that role.
Wow.
Which is a little bitchy by Will Ferrell, in my opinion.
Also, John C. Reilly, isn't he Will Ferrell's boy too?
Yeah.
I think they're all boys and or more.
Like, be a professional.
That's fine, but if you're Adam McKay, and find a place for Will Ferrell. Find a place for Will Ferrell.
Maybe find a
Will Ferrell.
place, but like, don't assume that you're going to be like the lead in every single Adam McKay project.
They've had a production company, the two of them together, since 2006.
Who is
Hollywood egos are think when you're even just in like in every movie they're in, Will Ferrell's like the alpha. So I think he probably was a little butthurt about not being the alpha.
Who's John C. Reilly playing?
Jerry Buss.
Jerry Buss.
Like the main character.
Jerry Buss, he's the guy.
And he looks like him, like identically.
He definitely looks more like him than Will Ferrell does.
So can I answer a call and see, or what? Okay, you think I can try? All right, let's go with Colin in Wisconsin. Go ahead, Colin.
What's going on, Brandon? Little Big League last night because if you rewatched it for the first time like 12 years, great movie.
Yeah.
Question is, Kevin Bacon, the air up there, thoughts? 1994?
No, I know the movie. Thank you. I'm going to let you go because it sounds awful, but I did hear the question. It was Kevin Bacon, The Air Up There. It was fine. It was fine. See, from 1984 when The Natural came out to about 1994, 1996, there was just a bucket load of sports movies. Just a ton of sports movies. Basketball, baseball, ice skating. There was a Cutting Edge. There was everything. Bobsled movie. There was so many sports movies, and some were just okay. Like The Program, people love it. It's just okay. And several baseball movies, just okay. And They Are Up There was just, it happened. It was a movie, and yeah, it was fine.
What was the Tupac movie? Above the Rim?
Above the Rim. It's fantastic. I love Above the Rim.
When you first, I thought you were saying like the Tupac biopic, which was trash.
No, Tupac was in. He was Birdie in Above the Rim.
I've seen it.
I love it. See, Above the Rim has the greatest fictional basketball player of all time. His name was Tommy Shepard, and he was a legend. He scored, I think,
the older guy, right?
Yeah, he scored 48 points coming off the bench in the championship game. It's unbelievable.
Just toss me in there, Jimmy Chitwood, my starting five.
Well, he's not. Well, he is fictional and he's not. He's based on somebody, but they made up the name. Jimmy Chitwood. Chitwood.
Or Ty Crane.
Chitwood with a T.
I thought it was a Chipwood.
Is Ty Crane Celtic Pride?
No, Ty Crane is.
Coach Carter.
Coach Carter, the other team, who they basically
Star.
He's high school #1 pick.
He's the one that tells Starnes he's real.
Yeah, Battle. Junior Battle. After he violates him in the opening scene, they get better, and then he plays a great game against him. But he hits a game winner, and he's like Battle. He's like, you real.
Yeah, and that's a feel good moment.
It was only Ty Crane.
Let's go with.
Actually, does he say it was always Ty Crane?
I don't think he says that. I don't think anybody self-respecting would say that.
Now I'm gonna have to go back and watch that. It might say it was only Ty Crane, maybe.
I joke, I kid, we bust balls. Me and Jerry are on good terms right now, really good terms.
I need to go look up that exact quote.
Why?
I don't know, I'm just curious if that was the first time I'd heard it.
Let's go with this guy wants to talk college football. Nolan in South Carolina. Maybe your call sounds better.
I'm wondering about Spencer Rattler and the Gamecocks. You think they could turn around this year? I usually think they're one of the most anticipated teams in the SEC. I wonder what you think.
You think that because you're a South Carolina fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, right.
See, I can appreciate that answer.
Right, yeah. But
I appreciate that.
But he is, okay, so here's the thing about South Carolina.
But I've never felt hope before.
Yeah, you have. 2010, you felt hope. Here's the thing about South Carolina. They did hire the right coach. And when they hired him, I thought they hired the wrong coach. I thought it was a joke. I thought, here you can hire anybody, and you hire Oklahoma's assistant tight ends coach, and he goes in there and immediately turns it around. They get to a bowl. They did not have any reason to get to a bowl last year, none whatsoever. Even though Florida was in bad shape, Auburn was in bad shape, they're still way more talented than what Will Muschamp left South Carolina, and he got them to a bowl, and now he brings in the talent. And I think they're going to be – they can't ascend to be the best team in the East, but I think over the next 5 years they could be the second best team in the East.
That's fair.
Georgia's got the East. The Georgia,
yeah, I mean,
that's done. You don't worry about that. But who's going to take the second spot between Kentucky, Florida, Tennessee, South Carolina? I think it could be South Carolina or Tennessee. Florida, I think their hire was a joke. Kentucky, Stoops is what he is. He can win 10 every 3 years, but he can't be every year.
I'm kind of in on the Spencer Rattler comeback tour a little bit.
I kind of am too. You know why?
People are very quick to just throw guys out.
You know why? He's young.
That's what I'm saying.
We act like he had a couple of bad games this year. He's trash.
Also, the end of his first year, he was phenomenal.
The guy has played 2 years of college football. He still has 3 years of eligibility left. He could still be great.
I think he'd be really good. I mean, he showed that second half of the first Oklahoma season, he was really good.
Yeah, I think.
Look at his numbers for that year. He was phenomenal as a freshman.
And the one thing, South Carolina did everything this year without a quarterback. They had a ninth-string quarterback. They started a receiver in their bowl game.
They were starting a guy who was going to quit.
They started a receiver in a bowl game, and now they're going to have a legit, Heisman-level, we thought, quarterback. That
he was the favorite coming into last season.
8-8, Stool 22. That was a better call. Maybe y'all fixed it. I doubt it, but maybe. CD in Arizona. Go ahead.
One second.
What?
1 second. Sorry, we got guys under the table. Guys under the table fixing it and all that.
Changing the oil and shit?
Yep, it's a scene in you. All right, CD, go ahead.
Hey, what up? The best looking three of the whole group here. This is the only reason why I'm calling for you guys today. How you guys doing?
Good. That felt good.
Yeah, I love that.
And Smitty knows you're being sarcastic, but me and Big Ev are right with you.
I'm like, he's so right.
All in.
No worries, but I know B-Walk, every time I call into your guys' college football show, I talk Arizona football, Arizona basketball. I need to fill Big Ev and Smitty in on some U of A basketball. They should be undefeated. They got absolutely hoed out in Tennessee with the calls. And then when they went out to UCLA, a little birdie on the street told me that they were out all night before that. That's why they got absolutely blown out. I don't know if you guys can bring up a roster in NCAA right now that has 4 out of the 5 starters being foreign. And I'm talking Lithuania, Sweden, Ontario. This Arizona, Tommy Lloyd's got something absolutely cooking down there. It's not just this year, but for the next 5 years, they're back to their powerhouse. They're running the ball down the court like I have not seen them do since Jason Terry and the good old days back in the day. And I just want to get your guys' thoughts on that, because I really don't hear you guys ever talk about Arizona basketball. You guys talk about Purdue, Gonzaga, but I don't hear you guys talk about Arizona, so I wanted to hear your thoughts.
I feel like we've been very complimentary of Arizona.
I know the benchmark guys have too. Like I think they're like a legit top 5 contender right now.
I think they can win the national title. They have a very aesthetically pleasing style of basketball.
They do.
Which in this era of basketball, so much of college basketball isn't aesthetically pleasing, and so when Arizona comes along, it's really a breath of fresh air.
You want to know what, honestly, dead serious, I probably talked about them less. The game he was talking about against UCLA, I hammered Arizona in that game, and they got smoked.
Yeah.
I still think they're one of the best teams in the country, though, 100%.
I also like, and CD is a good example of this. I like when we open up the phone lines and it triggers some guys to be like, oh, well, I'm going to call and tell them about my team. Got to call and
I like it.
I got to call.
4 out of 5 guys are foreign now.
He was Lithuanian, Ontario.
I swear to God, I thought he was going to throw out like an Idaho after Ontario.
I thought when he said 4 or 5 guys, he's going to say like 4 or 5 guys averaging 15 points a game, 4 or 5 guys like this. He just said foreign. I bet there's another lineup out there with 4 foreign starters.
One with the Swedish player, shockingly.
Who has a Swede?
Yeah, I'm going to have to look that one up.
Literally, they just go to countries now and just try to find their tallest guy.
Yeah.
Be like, where's the tallest guy in this?
Coach just goes to Sweden.
I don't think.
All right, I'm here to get players.
He just goes to Stockholm. Just go to the biggest city. He goes,
Can you name
show me a guy who's 6'10".
Can you name a Scandinavian basketball player? Rick Smits?
That's one. I think that counts.
That counts?
What countries are Scandinavian?
I think is he Norway?
No. I thought he was Dutch.
Is he Dutch? He is Dutch. He's the Dunking Dutchman, yeah.
Yeah.
Scandinavian.
Dutch is in Scandinavia.
Well, there you go. Then that's not one. The Netherlands is in Scandinavia?
Denmark, Finland,
Yeah,
Sweden, Norway.
Oh,
there was a Finnish player.
There's been some Finnish.
Lauri Markkanen.
What's his name? Yeah, Markkanen's Finnish.
I like him.
Gonzaga had a kid. I think Petrusev is his name or something. I'm pretty sure they had a guy like a big guy who was Finnish. I think. Or one of those.
Nebraska had an Icelandic kid.
Jonas Jerebko.
Jonas
Jerebko. Was in Sweden.
I know
for a while in the league.
I know Markkanen has missed 3-pointers in his career. I don't think I've ever seen him miss. Every time he shoots, he makes it when I watch.
That's me with Joe Harris. Or what's his name? The guy with the Nets.
Joe Harris,
yeah. Never seen that. He's never missed.
Yeah.
Oh, the Bucks have one too. Pat Connaughton's never missed a 3 that I've watched.
Oh, he's missed plenty of 3s I've seen. Whenever he starts and you used to ride him for fantasy, he airballing 3s.
John in Minnesota, what's up?
Hey, how's it going, boys?
Good. What's going on?
Finland is Nordic,
Right,
not
so
Scandinavian. Fuck you.
Try to continue on this trend of telling you about my team. So you guys mentioned the Minnesota Timberwolves earlier. I'm going to shed some light. So people are saying they can't get out of the first round this year. They're the 5th youngest team in the NBA. You guys mentioned Karl Anthony Towns just won the 3-point contest. D'Angelo Russell has changed the narrative about him this year. And then you have a guy named Anthony Edwards who's only 20 years old. I just want to say that in the next couple of years, you guys think that the Wolves will be contenders for the finals? Because I seriously think it's possible. If Anthony, he's only 20 years old. Think about it. In 4 years, he's only 24. And Karl and D'Angelo are entering their prime right now. I just want to hear your thoughts on what the Wolves possibly could be in the next couple of years, because nobody ever talks about them.
I don't see a reason if they're able to supplement that roster with good second level players. I don't see a reason they couldn't move to the upper echelon. Like 5 years ago, 6 years ago, you wouldn't have thought the Bucks could get to the top of the NBA because they just weren't a franchise that did that. The Warriors, before they did it, you wouldn't have thought that. But the Timberwolves, you don't think that of them, but they could, yes.
Well, but the players for the Bucks, they get Giannis, which elevated them. Steph Curry elevated them. I mean, you need an MVP. Is Cat or Russell that? I mean, I think we've seen kind of like what both can be. I don't see Cat being, a Jokic or an Embiid. I don't see D'Angelo Russell making that comeback to elevate him what he needs to see.
I think I could see Cat breaking through to that level, but it would be weird in that it would have taken him longer to get to that level than most guys that get to that level.
Yeah. No,
usually they just get there.
He can put together a couple games where he's doing like 35 and 20 and 40 and 20, like just outrageous numbers, but it's not as consistent. And he's a high elevated player, but I don't see it in Anthony Edwards. Like,
yeah.
Do you see him being an MVP? He could be. He's young.
Yeah.
He could be, but it would have to happen sooner than later.
I got to get. He's been hanging on 46 minutes, and I apologize. I'm that's my mistake. Vito and Aaron.
Hey guys, how's it going today?
Good. What's up?
Not much. So I got two things. I got a NASCAR pick for Fontana, and then I also have the Colorado Avalanche to win the West. I've started watching a lot of hockey. My girl's a big hockey fan, so I just picked the team. I picked the Avs, and I picked them to win the West. And also I got
safe.
Kyle Larson. What's up?
Pretty safe.
Yeah. And then I
Probably
got
the best team in the
Kyle
league by
Larson.
far.
Yeah. Yeah, well, it helps when you watch him every night, like every other night.
He's
When I'm
watching
over
him.
there, it tells me what to do.
All right. Kyle Larson,
Hey,
what?
And it helps him for Kyle Larson, young money to win it at Fontana. He'll win at the hometown track and also take the over on cautions. These guys don't know what this car is going to do on this worn-out surface. It's going to blow some tires. Take your over, whatever it is, over on the caution.
All right. Thank you very much.
It's happening a little bit.
You gonna make it? I think your sickness is. You might be allergic to losing. Like ever since you got the cough, you've been a great gambler.
Yeah, I've had the cough for like 10 years. It just goes like up and down a little.
I need to get that looked at. Just ignore it.
I probably should get an inhaler.
Everything will work out. Just be fine.
I like going to doctors.
Thick thighs say lies there, Big Ev.
Oh, yeah.
Man, look at that.
It's power. It's called power.
Is that what it's called?
Oh, yeah. Drive the legs, baby.
All right, 11-2 last night. You've been the best gambler on the show for a while. You might win another month. Go ahead and lead us off with the picks. Callers, I want to apologize to you. Sam in Chicago. Everybody else I didn't get to, I apologize. My fault. And I was going to read all your names, but Zah just zapped you. He just zapped you from just hung up on all of you. That was Zah.
What you gonna do?
Might have been TJ. I don't know. Was it Zah or TJ?
What you gonna do?
Okay. It was Zah. Go ahead, Big Av. Lead us off.
All right, I'm on St. John's -5 in the over. I'm on Providence. I'm on Virginia +5 at home against Duke. There's something weird about Duke. I don't trust them.
Yeah.
I'm on Texas -8.5. I'm on Wisco -4.5. Also, I didn't get a send because I had to wait till I got into Jersey. At Rutgers +5 in my card also.
TJ?
At Michigan today. Chop, chop, chop.
Big opportunity in front of us. Gonna seize
chopping.
it.
Keep chopping. Smitty, go next.
Excuse me. I also have St. John's -5, and then a big-time system hockey play.
Good God.
The
Tampa, baby.
This is what
odds are saying Tampa.
I'm almost
at
certain
home
it was
against
Tampa
Edmonton.
that got me on that month. I think it was
No,
Tampa.
it was Nashville.
Was it Nashville?
Nashville
Fuck.
at home. Tampa at home against the Oilers. I think the Oilers score a little bit, but still under 2.5. But I see Tampa winning by 3 here. And Tampa and the Avs, money line parlay. Almost even money.
If all that hits, I hate you so much.
I don't like me that much either. And I still hope it hits.
I understand. All right, let me see my card. I know that I have one hockey play, and it's because of this principle. When you've got the worst team in the league or one of the worst teams in the league, an awful team, an opportunity at a win is very, very rare. Well, the Canadiens host a very terrible team tonight too. Canadiens I think they're 10-33, something like that, and they're hosting the Sabres, I believe. And the Sabres are also awful. It's a little bit of plus money. I don't know what it is. Canadiens money line.
Well, the Canadiens just whooped up on the Islanders in Long Island and then home against.
The Islanders not being very good, by the way. I thought they were going to be good.
Home against Toronto, they were up 5-0 against Toronto last game.
Oh, how did the over 7 happen? What happened with the over 7 yesterday?
I believe every hockey game had at least 7 goals besides the Philadelphia Flyers.
Besides the one that had the
4-1.
Yeah, 4-1, and it was 2-1 to like the last 30 seconds with 2 empty netters.
I got Wake Forest -3. That's a line, again, at Clemson. I really don't like the line. I just like the team.
They've been disrespected a lot, too. Wake Forest a ton.
I had a delightful experience on Saturday with TCU. They were +12.
Oh, that game was
against
so gross.
They were +12 against Baylor, and they had no reason to cover whatsoever. They were just down. They were down 16-18, 16-18,
20,
and then at winning time they just got to 10.
They went on a 13-2 run to end the game.
They got to 10.
That was when I had Baylor, and I just kind of like I kept checking the score. I was watching other games. And then it was like I just looked up and they just didn't cover it. I was like, what the fuck happened?
Tonight they're at Texas, and I feel like, you know what? I'm going to trust them again. I feel like they're going to be down 12 with 3 minutes to go.
And lose by 8.
They're going to lose by 7. They're going to hit a 3, and Texas is going to run the clock out. And then I want to reiterate, I can't put it on my card. I don't want to be the guy that bets against my team publicly, but trust me. South Carolina 16-10. They're at home. Mississippi State killed South Carolina in Starkville. We don't win very many games on the road. Just look at South Carolina. Look at them hard. That's all I'm telling you. Just look at the Cox. You know you want to look at the Cox. You guys love Cox. Right, Smitty?
Go Cox. Every frat guy's favorite hat.
Yes. Every hat in 2001 was a white hat with Cox written across it. Oh, Beavers was also one.
Steve Spurrier still alive?
Yeah, very. Very. Still hanging out in Florida.
Really?
Yeah, he's still telling them who to hire and everything.
He coached the AAF team. And what was it, Orlando?
Yeah. Speaking of, we got a
USFL draft.
Oh, we had a draft yesterday. Number 1 pick was Shea Patterson. Do they not watch games?
Oof. I was like, this league stinks.
I mean, shit.
Shea Patterson 1 overall? 1-1?
Didn't Paxton Lynch get drafted?
12th round, Paxton Lynch.
So is that just a flyer hoping he doesn't, like, he's still in the league, right?
That's like a flyer hoping he's like still alive.
He is not in the league.
No, hell no.
He's not hanging on as a backup? He's not hanging on as a
selling cars in Memphis somewhere.
He's not hanging on as a third string guy?
He was out of the league in like 2 or 3 years.
Really?
Yes, he was that bad. He was
Man, there's
that
some
awful.
Bad third string quarterbacks.
That awful. I mean, he was that bad.
All right.
John Elway is just a horrendous talent
All right.
evaluator.
We'll be back tomorrow. That's the X of next.